Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ditone, here to bring you another cast coming out of the Rapture Gaming Network League 2013 to 2014. Today we have Neo Esports' international squad going up against Rattlesnake Gaming. Rattlesnake Gaming is one of these great teams. Always comes out with a really interesting draft. Did pretty well during the qualifiers, or the Easter qualifiers. If I do believe they did make it to the next round. Be seeing them this next weekend for G1. Took out this last weekend. So, Easter qualifiers were put on. Bit of a hold. But nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Neo Esports, another one of these teams coming out of Southeast Asia, seeing whether or not they can actually contend with the Chinese teams. And to be perfectly frank, Neo Esports has its perks. Back when Ninja Boogie was captain, actually was a very solid, had some really solid games and some solid drafts. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right on into the game where we see the draft has already gone underway. You see Rattlesnake Gaming with the first pick has chosen to ban out the Life Stealer. Pretty common in Asian Dota right now, just don't want to give that away. Pretty much gives your opponents a free aggressive tri-lane. Don't want to have any of that business. And also getting rid of the Wisp. We're starting to see this Wisp ban come more and more into Eastern Dota. As even though they don't go for the hyper-aggressive gank everywhere style with the Chaos Knight that a lot of the Western teams like to do, Wisp still does in these defensive on defensive kind of farm fest to start these games off. They do like to. It's just a good hero in the defensive tri-lane. Adds another stun, makes it so you can just add a global aspect. Also going to ban out the Neo Esports is going to go ahead and ban out the Bat Rider and the Darkseer. Don't want to give them that really good long laner. Also suggest they might want to be running a melee hero in their easy lane. And the Bat Rider also suggesting they want to run a melee hero in the mid lane. Rattlesnake Gaming first picks the Nyx Assassin. Hard to argue with that. Good mid hero, good defensive tri-lane hero, good aggressive tri-lane hero. Is Impale, silly good. Mana Burn, silly good. Carapace, silly good. Vendetta, silly good. Doesn't really need to go into more explanation than that. Neo Esports counters with a first pick Dragon Knight, so that's wanting that melee hero in the mid. Dragon Knight, nice tanky hero. Deals with the Nyx Assassin very well, just because of the fact that he has so much health and not as mana reliant as a lot of other heroes. And the Jakiro, another high strength gain hero, so tankier support. Also, not the highest int gains. The Mana Burn won't be doing nearly as much damage. Rattlesnake Gaming go ahead and pick up their signature Clockwork, one of their better mid and off lane heroes. Alanim plays it very well in the long lane. I think Kabu plays it in the mid. And I remember seeing fantastic results for both. Also, denies them if they wanted to pick up that Magnus right now. Clockwork versus Magnus is a very difficult matchup for the Magnus. The Cogs burn so much of his mana, and Magnus is a very mana-reliant hero, requiring that Shockwave to farm. And Clockwork also has a really good attack animation, and so forth. Might be running, most likely will be running that in the mid. Clockwork does well against all melee heroes. Battery Assault combined with the Cogs. It's a very silly amount of damage. And if you need a fast 6 on him, he needs fast initiation. And ooh, we actually have a Necrolite coming out from Neolution Esports. I believe it was a game I casted a while ago, which was, or not that, like last week, that had a Necrolite, a Witch Doctor, and a Juggernaut for a very silly amount of pushing, and the team that was playing against them just didn't have enough counter push to deal with it. Keeper was banned out. So I wouldn't be surprised if Neolution go ahead and ban out that call. Actually, Rattlesnake Gaming go ahead and ban it out for them. Also banning out the Magnus, not having any of those shenanigans. Don't know where it would actually be placed. Maybe in the long lane. Maybe trying to catch them off guard, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ban out the Magnus. Also, Rattlesnake Gaming. This actually tells me a little bit that Rattlesnake Gaming might be wanting to run an aggressive tri-lane. Simply because my mic is maxed out, isn't it? No, it's actually at a minimum. Oh, whoops, wrong one. No, actually my mic is fine. Alright. So, and the Coddle, just because more pushing. Don't have any of that nonsense with a Dragon Knight already out, and a Jakiro. Liquid Fire slows down the tower and does quite a bit of damage to him. Necrolite also able to sustain a quote-unquote panzer push, where you just start pushing and don't stop. And Dragonite very tanky, and the Dragon Form level 1 does do an acid tick down, which does about 120 damage if I do believe so, over 6 seconds, 20 a second, for 6 seconds. Non-lethal though. And actually, I was kind of surprised Rattlesnake didn't ban the Lone Druid. It would go extremely well with this, and it could be in the long lane. Of course, that's 3 ridiculously greedy heroes. Need a lot of farm, and I'm not sure if they would be able to get it. Jakiro even needs a little bit of farm himself. Benefits quite a bit from Arcanes and a Force Staff, so you can get into position. Not to mention, like a lot of other sports, it does not have any solid escape mechanisms. And he won't be needing to get the mech, because the Necrolite most of the time gets the mech. Necrolite very short on armor, and also the extra health isn't bad. We'll go with that. And the Sadist, that's what it is. Makes it so you pretty much always have mana, so mech doesn't need too much into your mana pool. And we have a Silencer pickup from Rattlesnake Gaming. Just one of these very, very strong supports. Probably going to be an aggressive tri-lane with a Gyrocopter on the easy lane and a Clockwork in mid lane. A lot of these training teams have been running him in these aggressive tri-lanes, just able to suck out all the mana from the defensive tri-lane, and can just be a general nuisance in general. Won't be as much of a problem for the Necrolite, as Death Pulse does have a very low cooldown, but may force him to use it at unfavorable times so he doesn't get last hits with that Sadist. We do have a Bane pickup. Interesting choice after a Silencer, who can just Global Silence or use the last word to stop that Fiend script from even coming out in general, or the last word to stop it from ever coming out in general. Global Silence interrupted at any point until Bane gets a BKB, which I don't think he will be getting in this game. This also may be an aggressive tri-lane coming out from Neolution Esports. Jakiro, strong aggressive tri-lane hero, very hard to kill. Same with the Bane. Just able to neutralize one target very, very easily. We actually have a Doombringer coming out from Rattlesnake Gaming. And a Razor coming out from Neolution Esports. So we're seeing some really, really creative picks coming out from these Asian teams. And yeah, normally you see Razor picked against the Lone Druid, because what you can do is you can just suck all the damage out of the bear. And it's very hard for the bear to retreat, because as long as you keep attacking it every once in a while, it can't just be summoned back. Alrighty then, I'm just going to wait for them to pick up their heroes. And we'll get right on into this game. Once again, this is a game brought to you by the Rapture Gaming Network League. 2013 to 2014. Games happen once a week.
10 seconds.
5 games a week, unfortunately. Only 4 this week. Due to the fact that Orange was going off and doing extremely well in the G1 League. If you haven't seen it, watch the replays. That tournament was amazing. And anyways, here we go. I forgot to change my settings again. So yay. So you get to look at this amazing, amazing little time as I go into interface and turn on smooth drag. And there we go. It's just a little bit of lag to power it behind. Let me just double check to make sure my cores are definitely dying right now. That is what is happening. Whatever Writer extension is going, that's what core is going. Chrome is taking up 7. Let's go ahead and end Chrome for now. Don't need that in this little Dota cast of ours. And let's go ahead and end task. See, that should help reduce my lag quite a bit. Yeah, there we go. Much better. See, now everyone's happy. Oh, his Doom's not pimped out. That's depressing. Does he even have, no, he doesn't have anything. Oh, Doom is one of the cooler heroes with all of his items out. It just looks completely different. But while we have this pause, might as well go over who we have playing what. I'm sorry, my eyesight is awful, so I can't actually read anything. I have to bring up the extra little bar here. But anyways, we have Lei playing on that Jakiro. We have Iwa playing on the Dragonite going mid. We've got Hujaman playing on that Necrolite. Oh, hi, Extremist. It will be going into the easy lane. We've got this SWS on the Razor. Going to be going that aggressive tri-lane with the Bane played by Herchiko and Lei on that Jakiro. Lana will be going ahead and taking that next assassin. Actually, he's going to go ahead and take it mid. Alright. Going against what looks to be the Dragonite. Going for a very greedy bottle rush, but shouldn't be getting punished terribly hard here. We've got Doom, who looks like he will actually be jungling. We've got Sagem, or just Sage, on that Silencer. And we've got Kabu on the Clockwork. In the long lane, we have all the dots. As I quickly go and check what his actual name is, because I don't like casting. Somebody's name is literally just dots. Icy on that gyrocopter.
30 seconds.
Anyways, Clockwork looks to be the more or less the main carry here, or not the carry, but the main farmer in this dual lane. We're going against the aggressive tri lane. It'll be a 1v1 matchup with the Necrolite, who's going for the massive amount of stats build, against this Gyrocopter, who is going for one less stats, but for the extra self instead of the extra tangos. Doom actually has the wards. Going to go ahead and be warding this entire area up. I feel like this Doom might actually be aggressive jungling. Should be really interesting, to say the least. Actually, I wouldn't have minded the Doom mid if they were going to go with this setup, because Doom against Dragonite pretty much is a guarantee. Isn't a win for the Doom, but does very, very well, and is actually going to go ahead and do a bit of aggressive jungling. Nothing wrong with this whatsoever. Puts them in a bit of an odd situation if there's a tri-lane here, but the tri-lane isn't here, and they know that. So what they're doing instead is they're just going to say, you know what, Kabu's just going to soak experience top, Sagem's going to do as many. I'm just going to keep calling him Sagem. Sagem is going to keep doing all the pulls that he can possibly get off here, and this aggressive tri-lane won't actually be getting too many kills. The Cogs is very, very strong at denying a lot of chase. And we can actually see, I think he used that to get a last hit. Yeah, he did. So, knowing that the mana burn would trigger, does actually get the 70 extra damage. And it looks like Silencer's just going to be doing a little bit of the last hitting here. Doesn't when you're in this kind of aggressive tri-lane situation, you can't be greedy with the double pulls. You just have to get the single pull off, get as much experience as possible. See, he already hits level 2. So now they can do a little bit more than they could before. Curse the Sound and the last word being up. I don't think Glaives of Wisdom is nearly as important here because there won't be nearly as much ganking. This will be a primarily farming opening, and we can actually see this Gyrocopter, speaking of farming, is doing very well up against this up against the Necrolite. Necrolite can't do much, if at all anything, to punish the Gyrocopter because he has to get close in order to use the Death Pulse. And if he does get close, then Rocket Barrage. And something tells me that he will be maxing Rocket Barrage. I personally like this, like that build a lot because of the fact that you can just do so much more. You can contribute a lot more, a lot quicker. You don't have to rely on nearly as many. What's materials? Oh, they have the llama. I love the llama. Llama's the best courier. So yeah, just looking at a little bit of the Dota TV shenanigans. Speaking of which, I'm gonna make sure my sound is fine, real quick, and it looks to be. So, I got a request from my friends to do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the in-game just a tiny bit, just a tad. I personally don't like the in-game that loud, but each is their own. I'll go with a nice little suggestion. Anyways, the Razor has hit level 3. Bane still level 2. He was actually going to be putting quite a few people, starting to put his first 2 out of his first 3 points into that plasma field. Going to be used mainly for sniping off kills in this pole camp, which I like quite a bit. I think actually, yeah. So the body block will just happen by the Bane. Probably going to force Sagem to think oh, they must have warded. But actually just sees the Bane walking away. And yeah, actually will waste the counter ward, realizing, oh, the Bane was just counter blocking. I missed a kill. Oh, Doom was killed by a neutral. Alright. Probably just realized he can't aggressive jungle. I actually don't like this boots. It's weird to say that I don't like boots on a hero, but I personally enjoy when Dooms who jungle go ahead and go for the sorry, distracted by sounds. When they go ahead and go for a quick bottle, makes so you can not only make sure you have your Devour constantly up, but if you're low on HP at the same time, you can waste some mana, use that Scorched Earth, and go ahead and get rolling. And actually, he's opting for a second level in Scorched Earth. This is rather interesting because it doesn't seem to be that there's any stacking going on. There is still stacking. Anyways, we have a TP coming out from Horchata as the Doom is ganking. This is why the second level of Scorched Earth was there, and he might be able to. The Doom or the guy, Razor's on 22 HP, but the Jakiro will go ahead and fall. Just as I'm saying, there won't be any killing down in this lane. So Doom actually doing a nice little bit to help contribute to his team. Most Dooms, especially in pubs when they jungle, are just gonna go and say, you know what, screw it. It's nice knowing you guys, but I'm gonna go do my own thing for a while. 4 minutes. Won't be doing any sort of Midas Rush shenanigans. I know shenanigans wasn't the right word there, but I wanted to use shenanigans, but still. Look at this middle lane. Dragon Knight is actually out farming this next assassin, which is why I first thought the Clockwork was just going to be here instead, or even farming the farming the Doom, support Gyro and Lifestealer and Silencer and easy lane the Clockwork, but they've decided to do their own little thing. I'm gonna go ahead and body block this camp. I think they realize that Kabu doesn't need the most amount of experience or most amount of farm in the game to make a difference. So yeah, but they actually are trading very evenly here on this lane. Both have their bottle. I think Dragon Knight has a bit of expansion because he did go for that extremely greedy build to start, so he does have that bottle just a tiny bit faster, so he's able to start spamming out his flame breath once again, just a little bit faster. And actually, we have a dive on to the Gyrocopter. Probably will be falling here. Llama does deliver him a salve and a bottle. He's actually going to turn it around with a full Rocket Barrage, taking it to the face. Stun goes off and actually gets a very, very clutch kill with that second point into Rocket Barrage. Would like to see the third, as it would have been even closer. Anyways, we see the sounds coming out onto the Razor. Cogs go off, actually blocks out the Doom. And even though this Razor sucked out a ton of damage, it just isn't able to do anything. Kabu picks it up with that extra flare, further proving why I love Kabu. I think Kabu's actually a fantastic player, one of the more underrated players in the Chinese scene. He isn't on one of the premier teams, but I'd say one of the up-and-coming premier teams. Showing, what's here? Rattlesnake actually showing quite a bit of strength in that Eastern qualifier. I'd like to see either them or Vici Gaming in actually getting that spot, along with LGD, who just had such a good run at the G1. It's hard to imagine they won't be getting that spot. But regardless, do you see the next assassin will be picking up his arcane boots right now. Still trading very evenly with this with the Dragon Knight, but he decided to go for the magic stick instead, realizing the spam from the Nyx assassin was annoying, and it's 5 times his agility. His agility is 27, so he'll be getting like 1/5 of that back of whatever's burned, whenever a spell is, or whenever mana burned is used, or maybe more like 1/6, because math is very difficult. Actually, no, it'll be. The point is, it's some amount, and some amount is greater than or equal to no amount, or it's just greater than. Cooldown's actually gonna go off. Just gonna be farming up the wave. At these early levels, cooldown still does have a very short cooldown, only about 55 seconds. So not worrying about wasting that cooldown at all. Sitting at 29 last hits, is behind the Necrolite by quite a bit, but does have that kill on the Necrolite. So he's feeling very confident. Necrolite actually opts to go for a Bracer, probably going to be going for Drums. Just to make sure. Oh, he actually does get stunned out by the Dragon Knight. Doom, oh, the hookshot does miss. There is another support coming in, or there is support coming in from the side of Kabu. Cogs up on the Jakiro, but really can't do much at all. Doom goes off on the Dragon Knight. Is there going to be enough damage? Yes, it looks like Lana with the stun is going to be able to pick up the Jakiro, and next assassin will pick up that Dragon Knight. I'm sorry, Kabu got the kill on DK. I was wondering why the giant double kill thing didn't pop up. And it looks like a really strong start from Rattlesnake. Their greedier lineup actually working out quite well. Doompick hasn't had the biggest impact, but it's had an impact, and that's what matters. He gave the support to this lane when it needed it, which is right when the Razor and the Bane started overextending, and just completely got control of it. And honestly, I think when they saw this dual lane, it's weird to say, oh, we have an aggressive tri-lane, it should crush the dual lane, but this is such a strangely defensive dual lane, and the only point of it is to soak experience. Silencer gets his damage through kills, or being around kills, and Clockwork just needs experience so he can get his hookshot in. His hookshot up and running. We'll actually be picking up his full phase boots right now, I believe. Maybe. No, actually opts for a Ring of Basilius. Maybe going for a Vlad's first team to help out that Doom with a little bit of extra armor. Can't argue with that whatsoever. Doom does go ahead and pick up his bottle, but he picked it up, I think, after phase boots. So saying, you know what, I'm going to help out my team a little bit more. I'm not too mana starved. I know how to play around with my mana efficiently enough. And had to go back to base once. Killed himself off to some neutrals, so he can get that full health and mana back. Kabu is going to go ahead and get nightmared up. Lanham takes it. Cogs does go off and will isolate Xiaoman completely, and he will go ahead and fall down. Kabu now on a killing spree, and just, he plays the Clockwork so good. Like, I don't know what else to say. He's just so good at playing that Clockwork. But anyways, back on map state. From a, I don't want to say a broader sense, but from a farm standpoint, INT is winning. But the thing is, Doom is a very efficient juggler, or a very efficient, not juggler, very efficient farmer. So even though his creep score isn't that high, note that about half those, a third of those creeps, watch as I just make up stats. About a third of those creeps are devoured creeps. So that's an additional 100 gold off of them. So yeah, so if we go ahead and take a look at the net worth, Doom is leading it, followed by the DK, who is sitting on his treads and a bracer. So nothing mind-blowing or anything like that. Both teams just, I don't want to say tanking their time, but, you know, farming up, getting what they need. And Icy is going this very interesting build, in which he's splitting between his Rocket Barrage and his Flat Cannon. This gives him the maximum amount of damage, but maximum amount of general damage. Not damage total, but just damage in general. Oh, actually a big kill by Kabu with a hookshot onto the Dragonite and a Doom used, and we'll clean up that kill. Looks like next assassin with that circle will be going for drums, help out his team quite a bit. Sagem caught in a rock and a hard place. Actually, the Necrolite just kind of lets him go, isn't fully aware of what was going on. Even with treads, he's slower than the Silencer. So one thing is that Silencer's very fast, 300 base movement speed. More to say than the Jakiro, and actually, yeah, faster than the Razor and the Necrolite. So even though not the biggest thing in the entire world, and also Doom will be going for a drum. So it looks like double drums coming out from the side of Rattlesnake. Nothing wrong with that. It just means more charges. Or it doesn't stack, but if it did, it'd be very, very silly. I feel like you should just leave up net worth, because this game, the last hits really don't justify it. Rattlesnake went for a much more killing lineup than anything else. But yeah, looks like Nate's gonna go ahead and be able to pick himself up a regeneration rune. Gonna feel a little bit more lenient to spam out his spells. I see the farm from the side of Neo and is slowing down a little bit. Necrolite has found himself some room up on this top lane, I believe. No, has just been stuck on this headdress. Did get his treads up, but as mentioned earlier, but I really think a faster mech is more important. Where's he gonna go ahead and rejoin himself back up? And next assassin goes off and kills Bane down on bottom. There was actually a very big dive at Iwa. And Lei rejoining this. Lanham looks like he will probably be going down. Actually, Spike Carapace does go off. Not enough to save himself from the Dragon Knight plus the tower. Rocket's going to go off, but will he be able to make anything of it? No, it looks like there's 3 people here. Hookshot is on cooldown. So, feeling kind of scared, but overall, fair enough trade. Traded Nyx Assassin for... Actually, the Razor died on top of the Doom and the Silencer, so got kills all over this map. Very unlike like standard Chinese stuff, but can't argue with that. I wonder if Kabu's gonna go ahead and look for this kill on the Twin-Handed Dragon. Does TP out. Looks like he's just gonna go for it. Just man up. Ice Path does go off, doesn't have enough, does have money for a TP, should just TP out, but actually gonna isolate Zhao Man instead and just go ahead and kill him, and if Flay's not careful, he might just go ahead and feed himself too, and actually he will. Has the TP, but just kind of sat there instead of TPing out, gives the kill to the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin just bought a full urn. Alright, cool. I like that choice kind of a bit. Quite a bit, mainly because even though the Doom died off, does have his drums up, doesn't need the drums nearly as urgently. Hookshot misses, would have been a nice kill out onto the Dragon Knight, which is the power of Clockwork. If you think about it, it's like, oh, lands an ulti, up, it's a kill. It doesn't. The question isn't, oh, whether or not you kill the person, it's whether or not you also die in the process. If you have any amount of support around, you pretty much have a guaranteed kill because the person is so isolated from the rest of his team. It's hard to do anything. That's why I honestly think Clockwork is a first pick. Denied coming out from the Jakiro, but we'll also go ahead and take a fall to this Nyx Assassin. Vendetta just taking the kill. And yeah, looks like probably just had his magic stick ferried out to him by that Llama. Razor goes ahead and dies in the mid lane to this Doom. Doom managing to actually find a kill whenever Doom's up, which is pretty much exactly what you're supposed to do with this hero. And actually, can he avoid the Reaper's Scythe? Yeah, he's a lot faster. So he should be able to get out of range just fine. Not have to deal with that Reaper Scythe.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You know, Icy does have quite a bit of farm. Would like to have his Shadow Blade up at this point, but he was long lane against the Necrolite. And oh my goodness, more kills coming out from this freaking Clockwork. Whenever Doom, Vendetta, or Hookshot is up, they're just getting a kill. I just need to like hound on this up here while I wait. Mana Burn does go off, no other follow-up. Back off when I see all the support cast come on in. There is a stun that goes off onto the Nyx Assassin. Cogs go off, stalls up just long enough for the Nyx Assassin to get away. Razor's ult goes off, Bane's ult does go off. Kabu, very, very low life, probably will fall, actually doesn't fall. Razor not fast enough to chase, and gets in a full mess, and that's a 4-man wipe with no losses from Rattlesnake. Very, very well played out of Lanham, Icy, and the Doom, just in general. Doom smacking away at all the things he could ever want. 16 minutes in, has his drum, phase, bottle, and another 2.4k gold to boot. Probably will be looking for that, probably looking for a, what's my trigger soon? What is he going to be looking for? An AC soon. That extra armor, just a little too good against their team. Between Razor's damage and the DK damage, could actually benefit quite a bit. Or Shiva's. Shiva's being able to slow down their entire other team, and the extra damage wouldn't mind at all. Actually, this Necrolite is really, really sad, sitting on 4 deaths and still doesn't have his mech. I really think that he doesn't want to be there. Like, that's pretty obvious, but you should have, when you're in the easy lane with a Necrolite, you should probably have your mech by about 10 minutes, 10-12 minutes. Plus or minus, maybe 2 to 3. But he doesn't even have one of the more, pretty much the most expensive component, which is the recipe. Nyx Assassin getting another kill out onto that Jakiro. Solo, doesn't need anything, just kind of walks over, says, you know what, I don't like you today, you're gonna die. And this is kind of interesting, because they picked an int carry against Nyx Assassin first pick. Huge hookshot coming in onto Zhao Man. Razor is going to go ahead and stop damage out of Kabu, so if they're not careful, SWS is going to be hitting like a truck. Kabu is going to go ahead and get stunned up, and probably going to be going down to this Razor. No, not going to go down again. The cooldown slowing them just way too much. And once again, going to be another kill out on to pretty much the entire opposing team. Jakiro, the only one to live. I'm not even sure if he did. Did Jakiro go down? Yeah, Jakiro went down just earlier from the Nyx Assassin. Actually managed to respawn in the amount of time. It's 18 minutes, he's level 6, compared to the level 11 support. And the Nyx Assassin is pretty much a support, he's level 13. Gyrocopter is level 12. has a Shadow Blade, but mainly for initiation with the call down. Didn't go for that BKB rush because he knows he isn't the main carry right now. What he knows is he's supposed to get in there and do damage, and it doesn't matter how long he lives because the Doom will be there to live a bit longer. Courier is flying out a full Shadow Blade for the Doom. I think this is an okay pickup. I think it's a bit overrated because Doom has such a limited mana pool, but with the bottle actually does quite a bit when you have your Devour maxed, which actually he doesn't yet, which is totally okay because he's been doing a lot more fighting than most Dooms would. Dara does pick up the Aegis. I was about to say he's the only one who's died, but I don't actually know who's died. Kabu died? No, Kabu doesn't die. Doom's the only one who died, and Lanham. Lanham because he was a bit overextended, and yeah. Anyways, Doom chasing down this Razor. He is going to get some support coming out of from the side of the Necrolite. Should be able to 50 damage a second. Oh no, Kabu with a nice rocket snipe off goes ahead and picks himself up another kill. That's a monster kill for him at 19 minutes on that easy lane Clockwork. Is going to go ahead and hookshot in on to that Dragonite. Defensively Cogs. Sounds goes off. No one can hear anything. And Ewell's going to get out just fine. Vendetta and hookshot use, but once again, doesn't really need it. Just striking the fear into Neo-In. And Neo-In just is getting outclassed here. There's no other way to put it. Just getting absolutely destroyed. And I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen Necrolite work out in Dota 2. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm just going to talk over the fact that Kabu got his godlike kill. It's very, very casual kill with that battery assault. Max does like 75 damage a tick. And with that Jakiro still doesn't even have boots. At freaking 20 minutes, he's just... that's a sub 250 net worth Jakiro. And the Bane equally poor. Boots, wards, and just a couple of little consumables, but nothing. Just nothing. And this is just disgusting. The net worth for the Doom just skyrocketing, sitting on another 3k. I think it was only a minute ago we were talking about how he got a Shadow Blade. Yeah, he's got another 3k. He just has that, just for his own amusement. Bane and Jakiro both sitting at level 7. Dragonite at level 11. The Razor, the Long Laner, sitting at level 9. Necrolite, Easy Laner, level 10. Meanwhile, we have the Nyx Assassin sitting at a casual level 14 with 2.7k gold. Looks like he'll probably be picking up a Mystic Staff here. We'll be working towards that Scythe. No, is he gonna? He is gonna go for a. Oh, yeah, he's going for it. He's gonna go for the Bloodstone, the snowballiest of all snowball items that ever snowballed. Does also have his drums up. I forgot to mention that. And Kabu just 200 gold off from his Ags. What's flying out? We've got a Staff of Wizardry flying out for the Silencer, who does also have drums, so I believe that's almost everyone on the side of... Oh, also another important item. Pick up the Helm of the Dominator. Lifesteal does only work on the first shot, but still. Damage armor, and the fact that he can do the Ancient stacks, which he's got going for himself right now. So another huge burst of gold that will probably be coming his way. So Sage now only 1.1k off from his 4 staff, which will probably be his next main pickup. Kabu does have enough to buy out, and Lanham taking that kill with the Vendetta. Kind of cheeky. Would like to hit level 16 soon, but once again, it's 22 minutes into this game. And yeah, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. It was pretty crazy while Neo was out on the map, but now they're just going to chill in base and get starved to death. And this is where Chinese Dota happens. The slow siege on the front porch. Actually, nice dual breath coming out. Also, nice level death coming out. Hookshot onto Zhao Man. We'll just go ahead and fall over. Gyrocopter actually getting the last hit on that. Jakiro walks back into the Scorched Earth and goes ahead and dies. He's actually being... Oh, the Doom was able to live through that level 1 Fiend Script just because it wasn't doing nearly enough damage because of the Scorched Earth. SWS TP's back in, but looks like he might just fall over to that Rocket Barrage. But Icy out of mana now. Still managed with that crazy range on the Flat Cannon. Gets the kill on that. Rocket Flare goes off, does hit on the Dragonite. Impale goes off, Rocket Barrage hits. Aegis will trigger, Kabu gets the kill, but no, they are next to their fountain. Beyond Godlight, probably will get out just fine. Zhao Man comes back in, Lanham, gonna go ahead and take a fall with that Reaper Scythe, but not before a counter kill comes out with that by Sage and by the Gyrocopter. GG is called at 23 minutes. Just there's no way you could get back into this game if you're on the side of Neo INT. I was trying to avoid saying it, but it was just a slaughter this entire game. The last 2 kills, they got 4 kills this game, and 2 of them were because they were pretty much fountain diving. 25k EXP, over 20k gold, verging on 25k gold. Just a disgustingly well executed game coming out of the side of Rattlesnake. Oh yeah, also fun fact, Rocket Barrage goes through even if you're stunned. So that's a thing. Everyone's going to disconnect out from the side of Neo INT, except for the Bane, feeling like he can do a little bit of the micro skills, do a little of the control click at, I guess, you might be able to kill Sage as with his, I don't know, with his 44 or with his 22 stolen INT, but we're just going to go for it. Watch the little goose chase. Don't worry, he'll eventually die to the heart stopper. Actually pops the drums and will be able to get out just fine. Doom comes in with the Shadow Blade. Doom's out onto the Necrolite. Will smack him down to death. Does pick up his BKB. One of the better items on Doom that people do need to start getting on him because he just gets CC'd so easily. And they're gonna go and try and get the kill on Sage, but no. Actually, maybe, no. Yes, he did manage to finally get that kill out on the Silencer. Bane should feel satisfied and leave the game. And he does. And now we're just going to go ahead and wait for the score screen to pop up. 5 for 1 trade, or 4 for 1 trade. Funny enough, one of the better trades they've made in this game. Oh, that's bad to say, but at least they got a return kill. At least they got a return kill.
Yo, good guys. Middle tower got owned.
So just give it 2 seconds, and Throne will just fall because of the disconnects.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire victory!
And there we go. Neo INT getting absolutely crushed by Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake proving once again why they're a TI3. I guess not wildcard, but they're invited for the qualification. Anyways, my name's been Ditone. You can check me out at youtube.com/DitoneDota. Or you can check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/XCSDitone. Make sure to go ahead and not click on that screen or that screen. This one. You can check out all the official replays over at youtube.com/Rapture Gaming. Make sure to check them out. They do a fantastic job over there. Just doing my own little flavor. Doing my own little this and that. Anyways, I'll go ahead and see you next time. Coming up will be another cast from the Rapture Gaming Network. Stay tuned.